There's a 63-year-old man sitting at his kitchen table right now. His Social Security statement is open in front of him. The number near the bottom of the page says $1,980 at his full retirement age. He's been staring at that number for 10 minutes. He thinks that's what he's stuck with. He thinks the decision is already made. He's wrong. He has 4 decisions still in front of him that can push that number past $3,500 a month, for life. And nobody at the Social Security office is going to call him to explain it. So let me explain it to you, right now. Go get your most recent Social Security statement. The paper one, or the one in your account at CESA.gov. Don't read this without it. Because what I'm about to walk you through, line by line, is the difference between collecting $2,000 a month for the rest of your life and collecting $3,500 a month for the rest of your life. That's $18,000 a year. Over a 20-year retirement, that's $360,000. The difference between those two outcomes is not luck, not connections, not a secret only the wealthy know. It's 4 decisions written on the document you're about to hold. We're going to decode them together. The 3 numbers at the top of your page, the earnings column in the middle, the errors hiding in plain sight. And the one decision that doesn't just change your check, it changes what your spouse lives on after you're gone. $3,500 isn't luck. It's 4 decisions. Hold on to that. Let me be straight with you. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm laying out what the rules say so you can act on it. Every figure I give you, you can verify on the Social Security Administration's own website. The average Social Security check in America right now is $2,079.49. That's the number SSA published this past March. The absolute ceiling is $5,181 a month. $3,500 sits comfortably in the middle of that gap. It is not the maximum. I'm not chasing the maximum with you. I'm chasing something real, something earned. Something you can actually look at your statement and see a path toward, even if you never made 6 figures in your life. By the time we're done, you'll read your statement the way Social Security reads it. Now look at the top of your page. You'll see 3 numbers. One for retirement at 62. One for your full retirement age. One for age 70. Most retirees glance at these, pick the one matching the age they want to retire, and move on. That glance is the single most expensive moment of your retirement, because those 3 numbers are not 3 options on a menu. They are 3 points on a sliding scale. And the difference between the lowest and the highest is 24%. Let that land. 24%. Claim at 62, you get up to 30% less, permanently. Claim at your full retirement age, which is 67 for everyone born in 1960 or later, you get 100%. Wait from 67 to 70, you get 124%. Social Security calls this delayed retirement credits. 8% per year, every year, until you hit 70. After 70, the credits stop. There is no benefit to waiting past 70. I want you to hear this clearly. There is no product by any financial advisor anywhere in this country that offers a guaranteed 8% annual return for life, immune to stock market crashes, adjusted for inflation every year. Social Security offers it. And most retirees walk past it because they're so eager to start collecting at 62 that they leave hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table. That's not their fault. Nobody explained it to them. I'm explaining it to you now. Now I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, that sounds great, but I won't live to 70, or I need the money now, or I already filed early, and it's too late for me. Hear me out. If you have a serious health condition, claiming early can be the right call. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But for the average American retiree in reasonable health, life expectancy at 65 is now 84 for men and 86 for women. That's 19 to 21 years of collecting after full retirement age. Every one of those years is a year of larger checks if you waited. The math works out for most people. Not all, most. And if you already filed early, stay with me, because there are still levers you haven't pulled. Now slide your finger down to the earnings history section of your statement. Year by year, going back to when you first started working. This is the section nobody reads carefully, and almost everyone should, because this is the section that actually decides your benefit. Social Security does not look at your last 5 years. They do not look at your peak earning years. They look at your 35 highest indexed years, average them, and use that average as the foundation of your entire calculation. 35 years. Not 5, not 10. 35. So go down the column and count. How many years do you have with real earnings? If you have 35 or more, good. SSA will pick your best 35 and ignore the rest. If you have fewer than 35, here's what's happening to you right now on that document. Every year short of 35 is being filled in with a 0, a complete 0, as if you didn't exist that year. And those zeros are getting averaged into your benefit calculation, dragging the number down. That's where most of the gap between 2,000 and 3,500 actually lives. Not in some loophole, not in some secret. in the zeros on your earnings history. Look at this with fresh eyes. If you worked 30 years and stopped, you have 5 zeros in your record. If your earnings average $50,000 a year, those 5 zeros could be costing you between $200 and $400 a month, every single month, for the rest of your life. Real money. Walking out of your pocket. Because of years you never worked. The fix is not glamorous. The fix is to work 5 more years, even part-time, even at modest pay, to replace those zeros with real numbers. And here's what nobody tells you. Social Security automatically recalculates your benefit each year you keep working, even after you've started collecting. Every year your current earnings beat one of your lower years on record, that lower year gets bumped out and replaced. Your check goes up, permanently. So if you're sitting at 64 right now, already collecting, and you took a part-time job last year that paid $40,000, and one of the years on your record from 1985 shows $12,000 in indexed earnings, that 1985 number your record, and your check just got bigger. You don't have to apply, you don't have to call, but you should check, because errors happen. Stay with me. We'll come back to that in a minute. Now look at the earnings column itself. Are all those numbers correct? Do they match what you actually earned? Because Social Security's earnings record has errors in it more often than you'd think. Old jobs that didn't get reported. Years where your employer reported the wrong number. W-2 forms from the 80s or 90s that fell through the cracks. Self-employment income that didn't get credited. Picture this. A woman finds at age 61 that 2 years from her 30s show earnings exactly $4,000 below what her tax returns say she made. Just 2 years, quietly wrong, for decades. When she finally catches it and corrects it, her monthly benefit calculation goes up by $60 a month, $720 a year. Over a 20-year retirement, $14,400. From a 2-year clerical error she almost never noticed. If you spot a year on your record that looks wrong, you generally have 3 years, 3 months, and 15 days to correct it, with some exceptions. Past that window, you're fighting an uphill battle. Once you start collecting, errors get a lot harder to correct. So pull out your old tax returns, pull out W-2 forms, pull out any pay stubs you saved. Call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213 and ask them to open an earnings correction. That's a real button they can push. Now the fourth element, and this is the one that almost nobody on television and almost nobody on the internet will explain to you correctly. Social Security uses a formula called bend points. They take your 35 best indexed years, divide by 420 months, and produce something called your average indexed monthly earnings. Then they run that number through a sliding formula. The first $1,226 of your average monthly earnings gets multiplied by 90%. The amount between $1,226 and $7,391 gets multiplied by 32%. Anything above $7,391 gets multiplied by only 15%. Stop and think about what that means. The first portion of your earnings is worth 90 cents on the dollar. The top portion is worth 15 cents on the dollar. That's why a person who earned $200,000 a year is not getting 6 times the benefit of a person who earned $35,000 a year. The formula is deliberately weighted to give a bigger relative return to lower and middle earners. And it means that for most people watching this, the path to $3,500 a month is not in earning more. It's in working longer, replacing zeros, and waiting to claim. $3,500 isn't luck, it's 4 decisions. Let me show you the math on a real scenario. Take a worker whose average indexed monthly earnings come out to roughly $5,000. That's averaging about $60,000 a year, indexed for inflation across 35 years. Middle class, steady. Run that through the formula. The first $1,226 at 90% equals $1,103. The remaining $3,774 at 32% equals $1,207. Total at full retirement age, $2,310. Now wait until 70. Multiply by 1.24 for delayed retirement credits, $2,864 a month. Closer to $3,500 than you ever thought you'd be, on $60,000 a year. And if you had a working spouse, the household number climbs significantly higher. The path is not about earning more. The path is about playing the formula the way it was written. Now look at the bottom of your statement, the Medicare section. As of this year, the standard Medicare Part B premium is $206.50 a month, and that premium comes directly out of your Social Security check before you ever see it. That's a $21.50 hike from last year, $2,478 a year, quietly leaving your retirement account before the deposit ever lands. Multiply that by 20 years of retirement, and you're looking at nearly $50,000 of your Social Security check gone, just to Medicare Part B. People are surprised by this every single month. Don't be one of them. Plan for it now. Whatever number you see on your statement as your gross benefit, subtract $206.50 for Part B once you're enrolled. That's the number that actually hits your bank account. I need to tell you something else, and I need you to hear it without panic. The Social Security Trust Fund that pays retirement benefits is currently projected to be depleted around 2032. After that, based on incoming payroll taxes alone, only about 76% of scheduled benefits would be payable unless Congress acts. That doesn't mean Social Security disappears. It means action becomes more urgent for everyone watching this video. The smartest move is to maximize what you're entitled to under the rules as written today, while the rules are exactly what they are. Don't wait for Congress to redesign the system around you. Make your decisions in the system that exists right now. Now I want to bring you to the decision that matters most, and the one your statement does not show you. If you're married, look at your statement carefully. It shows your benefit, not your spouse's, not your survivor benefit, not your spousal benefit, just yours. And for couples, the single biggest Social Security decision is not what you do alone. It's what the higher earner does. Because the higher earner's benefit becomes the survivor benefit for whichever spouse outlives the other. If the higher earner files at 62 with a reduced benefit, that reduced benefit becomes the survivor benefit, for decades potentially. If the higher earner delays to 70, that delayed credit, that 24% boost, transfers to the surviving spouse, for decades potentially. This is the gift that nobody talks about. The higher earner waiting until 70 is not just a personal optimization. It is an insurance policy for the person you love most. When one of you eventually dies, and one of you will eventually die first, the surviving spouse keeps the larger of the two benefits, not both. The smaller one stops. That larger benefit is the only Social Security income left in the household. And if you set it up correctly, that surviving spouse can collect $3,500 a month or more for the rest of their life, even if they personally never earned a paycheck that would have qualified them for half that amount on their own. I want you to sit with that for a moment, because it changes the math on this entire decision. The question is not, should I claim at 62 so I can enjoy the money? The question is, what does my husband have to live on when I'm gone? What does my wife have to live on when I'm gone? And the answer to that question is written on a statement you've never seen, in numbers nobody explained to you, controlled by a decision you can still make today. 3,500 isn't luck. It's 4 decisions. And here's the connection your statement doesn't make obvious. If you keep working past your full retirement age, 2 things happen at the same time. Your delayed retirement credits accrue at 8% per year, and every year of new earnings has a chance to bump out a lower year on your 35-year record. So you're getting 2 increases simultaneously. The 8% delay bonus and the recalculation from a higher recent year replacing a lower old year. People who work from 67 to 70 at a decent salary often see their final monthly benefit jump by significantly more than the standard 24%. Because both levers are moving together. The statement does not show you this. The formula does. I know some of you are thinking, fine, I'll just work until 70. And I want to be honest with you. Most people don't make it to 70 in their current job. Late career layoffs are real. Health issues are real. Caregiving demands for an aging parent are real. The reason to start planning at 55 or 60 instead of 67 is that the more time you have, the more options you have. If you wait until 65 to start thinking about this, your levers are mostly gone. If you start at 55, you have a decade to fill in missing years, fix earnings errors, and coordinate with your spouse. Time is the lever that controls all the other levers. Don't waste it. Here's what I need you to do this week. Not next month, this week. First, log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. If you don't have one, create one today. It takes about 15 minutes. Pull up your earnings record. Read it line by line. Second, if you're married, do this with your spouse next to you. Pull up both statements together. This is the single most important conversation you'll have about your retirement, and it should never happen alone. Figure out which of you is the higher earner. Talk about what their delayed credit could do for the survivor. Don't have this conversation in your head. Have it out loud. Third, use the retirement estimator on the Social Security website at ssa.gov/benefits/calculators. That tool uses your actual earnings record, not a guess. Look at all 3 numbers, 62, full retirement age, and 70. Compare them. Calculate the gap. Fourth, write down the date you turn 67 and the date you turn 70. Put it on a calendar. Look at it.